Hi, I'm Lisa Owen, Star Director for the Watson Your Warmer Scentsy team. I'm just gonna try to tell you about something that's been on my heart today. I'm not much of a speaker. I don't really, this is hard for me, but it was just on my heart today to talk about something I've been hearing a lot about in the Scentsy world, and well, probably the whole world. I'm sure it's not just us alone, but everybody is talking about the dip. The dip. And gosh, I already think that word is overused. And I don't know, I guess I sort of feel like maybe we shouldn't focus on it quite so much. I feel like yeah, maybe people are a little more money conscious these days. Yes, the economy is ridiculous, and times are tight, but you know, can you hear my dog chewing? Sorry about that. At least he's being quiet. Hopefully he doesn't get up and walk around. But I think we're kind of focused maybe on the negative. I don't know, I guess, sorry, I don't know where I'm going with these thoughts. You know, when you think about it, are the tattoo studios still booked solid for months and months? Is the UPS truck still making nearly daily deliveries to every house on the block? You know, even in hard times, people spend money on things that are a priority to them. So yes, maybe they are being a little more conscious about it, but they are still spending the money. In this time of the dip, you know, where maybe some people are panicking and giving up their businesses, well, there are still customers who need a consultant, and they're going to reach out. You know, if their consultant leaves, they're going to reach out to somebody who's still pushing through this. So I just want to tell you, I started in 2009. Way back then, I was in it is such a long story and I don't want to get into the whole thing, but I was in a huge, deep depression. We had moved to a new town, bought a house that was completely remodeled, top to bottom, new floors, new everything, new paint, new trim, everything was brand new. However, when we moved in, we found out the house was completely remodeled, over top of cat urine. So the day we moved in and turned the heat on, the whole house filled with an odor. We ended up going to court, hiring inspectors, doing all this work, found out that that it would cost at least $75,000 to get rid of the cat urine, and they couldn't even guarantee that the smell would ever go away. They had gone to great lengths to cover this up. So we had an inspector inspect the house. It was just, anyway, we went into a really deep debt, lawyer fees, had to move into a different house. You know, we're paying for the house we owned that we couldn't sell. We couldn't get rid of it. We couldn't do anything with it because it wasn't worth anything anymore. And so we were paying for that house, paying for the house we lived in. We were paying the lawyer crazy amounts of money. I was buying groceries and gas on credit card because all my money was going to pay the lawyer fees. And we were so deep in debt, and I was in such a dark depression. I would go to work and I would come home and go to bed. Like, I didn't see my kids for like 2 years. Like, I would literally come up from work and go to bed, and we didn't spend any time together. It was a terrible time in my life. And I heard about Scentsy. I had never seen it, smelled it, never saw a catalog, never I had zero experience with Scentsy, but I heard other people. This was back in the days before Facebook, and it was when there was forums, and I was on a forum, and people would talk about it, and they were excited. Oh, there goes my dogs. They were excited. They were happy, and I so desperately wanted to be happy. I was in such bad shape. I just wanted to be happy. And so I joined Scentsy. I had no clue what it was. I didn't intend to sell it. I just was looking for some hope and some happiness. And my kit came and I opened it up and there was a warmer, which wasn't even a cute warmer. I'd tell you the name of it, but I don't remember. I don't know how to pronounce it. I never did know how to pronounce it. It was brown. It's not attractive. And these big honking huge testers. And I smelled a couple of them. I pulled out the bakery category. It was in long tubes of, a whole bunches of scents, and I pulled out and I don't really care for the bakery line, so I smelled a few of them, wasn't too impressed, threw that on the counter, put the box away, and then my work had a small little mini craft fair, and so I set up, I brought that kit in, it was free, I brought that kit in and I set it up, and somebody bought it. I can still tell you what she bought. It was the satin black classic warmers, and at the time they had decals that you could put on there, and they were like a skull decal. I couldn't believe anybody bought the skulls, but anyway, and she placed like I think $100 order. I was blown away, but it created a little spark, a flicker. So I'm going to tell you what though, I didn't know. I was in such a deep depression. I didn't know we were in a recession. I had no idea that the whole country was in this recession back in 2009. I was completely oblivious. I was in a survival mode where I just had to get through each day and then wake up and get through the next day. That was all I did. That was all I knew. I was looking for hope and happiness, and I found Scentsy. So, there was another, small event a few weeks later that I did. The same thing. All I had was my kit. And by the way, that first event was the first time I had ever put a cube of wax and turned on that warmer. I had never, I'd never even looked at it between the time I got it and that show. I had another small event where I sold a little bit more. I still hadn't even fallen in love with the product yet because I was so new, but I had already sparked some joy because I was making people happy. People were buying Scentsy and it was making them happy. That was making me happy. And so this was just fanning that spark and creating a fire that I really didn't have any control of. I still hadn't fallen in love with the product. But I was falling in love. I was falling in love with how happy it was making people. And so I started trying it, and My Home, which later changed it was Home Sweet Home, and the name got changed to My Home. That was kind of, my first love. And then Vanilla Suede came out as the scent of the month, and that created, it just kind of took it to another level. So I was starting to fall in love, but it was the spark of making people happy. It was what Scentsy meant to other people that drew me in, and I became successful. Sorry, my words, my head is out there. It was making other people happy. It started bringing in money right away. To this day, this has been, it'll be 13 years this fall. I have never, ever not had a $200 month. I don't even think I've ever had a 500 PRV month. Possibly the first or second month I may have been under 500. But it makes me so happy to make other people happy that this business just took off by itself, really, because I found my why, which I'm going to tell you, right? I had no idea what my why was until I started this talk. My why do I still do Scentsy, is so that I can make other people happy. Sorry, that was a total squirrel. What I really came on to talk about was that my business built, my success came during a dip or a recession that I didn't even know existed. I built my business during that time. I didn't lose my business, I built it. People were buying, people were excited, people were happy. I remember the first time I got, by the way, I'm a part-time nurse. Well, actually, back then I was a full-time nurse. But I remember getting my first, $400 paycheck and thinking, oh, they just paid me $400 this month for making people happy. And then I remember getting an $800 check and telling my fellow coworker, another nurse, I got $800 for making people happy, and this whole time I'm just falling more and more in love with this product, this company. It is an amazing company. That's a whole nother topic, so I won't go there, but this was all during this recession that I still was oblivious. I'm going to tell you what I only found out that year was a recession a few years ago. I had no idea. Like, I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything that makes me sad because there's enough of that out there. But I guess the whole point, and I'm just going to end it with that. The whole point of what I'm trying to get at is stop focusing on the dip. Focus on your why if you know it. And if you don't, focus on what makes you happy. Do that. Okay? Focus on doing that within Scentsy, your business. But what makes you happy? Focus on that. Because when you're doing what makes you happy, you will be successful regardless of what is going on around you. People are never going to stop buying candles. They're not going to. They're not going to stop. Candles have been around forever, and they're going to continue to be around forever. Just focus on what makes you happy. Do you, and don't worry so much about the dip. Just keep going. Just keep going. And I guess now that I know that we're in this dip this time apparently, so I'm just gonna just build, because that's what I did before and I didn't even know it. I'm just gonna focus on what makes me happy, and I'm gonna grow, and I hope you will too. If you've listened, thank you. I hope it inspired something in you. Anyway, have a great day. Bye-bye.